Good morning. Hey, today I want to talk a little bit about motivation and leverage. Okay, anytime you're dealing with a one-call close situation, you have to have leverage, and there's a couple of things about motivation that are going to have to get hit if you ever expect to make a sale. So very often I'm asked, what are the two biggest motivators out there? What's the biggest motivation? Okay, so the greatest motivation on the planet is fear of loss or fear of pain. Fear is a massive, massive motivator, and it can move a lot of people in a lot of different directions. So one of the things that we have to do is educate our buyers or our customers on what a good decision gutters are, but also the damage claw gutters can create, or the damage no gutters can create. So when you're thinking about that and you're thinking about the damage that it can create, you really got to press into these things. When you're going around and doing your inspection, these things need to be pointed out. And if the customer's not with you, then that's where you take the pictures, so that when you sit down, you can show them that, look, you got tiger stripes, which means that your gutters are clogged. You need to be able to hold up your demo and show them the gap between the backside of the gutter and the fascia, and how any water running off the front's going to run over that back too and going to damage that fascia. All right, you need to let them know that the average fascia damage on a house is over $5,000. That's fear of loss, okay, or that's also fear of pain from a standpoint of, when you think of fear of loss, this is their biggest investment. And, Noah pointed this out to me the other day. Dad, one of the things that you did is when you talked about the biggest investment, it kind of hit home with them. The more you can hammer home this idea that you're protecting your biggest investment, and that gutters are one of the best things that you can do to protect it, that is huge. You need to see this not as a one-time purchase, but see this as an ongoing daily maintenance function for the house. You're selling a generator. The fear of loss in a generator is, oh my gosh, if we have a storm, I could lose power. But with a generator, I have that. Well, how often do storms come in? You might use that generator once every 3 years. But you're going to use these gutters every single day, and every single day they're going to protect your biggest investment. Those are the kinds of points that you have to make. Okay, so when you're talking about $10,000, you have to press in on that fear of loss or fear of damage, and then also hit on the fear of pain. If you fell off a ladder, and I usually do this after showing a video of the guy falling off the ladder, and then I want to ask the question, if you fell off the ladder and you got hurt, how much would that cost you? How much pain would you go through? What would the recovery time look like, and how much money would you lose being out of work? Now, having just been through surgery, I let them know, I just went through surgery. I basically lost about 3 months of work, not to mention the $10,000 I spent out of my pocket for the surgery. So y'all, these are the stories that you want to share. And maybe you're looking at it and you say, well, I haven't had surgery, right? Well, if you're my son, I'm going to tell you, use your dad's story. Hey, my dad just had surgery. I watched him go through hell. He was off work for basically 3 months. There's no telling how much money he lost. These are the stories you got to tell. The stories are word pictures. And when you're trying to paint the worst case scenario, you have to use word pictures. You've got to share a story that sticks in their mind, that shows them, oh my gosh, that's going to cost X amount of dollars. Okay? When you start talking about the foundation, I shared the story that I'm good friends with a guy who owns East Tex Foundation. And I asked him one day what the average cost is on a foundation repair. And one of the first things he said to me is, he said, well, I'll answer that question, but I'll tell you something, I hate you guys. I'm like, what do you mean you hate us? And he said, well, every time I show up to a house that needs foundation repair, it's because they have no gutters or they have clogged gutters. He said, you guys show up and I lose a potential customer every day. So I think about that and I kind of laugh about that. But the truth is, we're trying to put him out of business. But I asked him, I said, what is it going to cost for a 2,000 square foot home? And here's what he said, $75 a foot. So if you got a 2,000 square foot home, multiply that by $75, right? And actually it's $7.50 a foot, but multiply that by 2,000, all right? And now you're looking at $15,000. So if you're thinking $15,000 and you're saying, hey, a foundation repair is going to be $15,000, and the best thing that you can do is protect the foundation, that's the base of your home. Continue to go back to hit on the pain points and continue to go back and talk about that loss and how this product is one of the smartest things that you can do. And I'm glad you called us out. The other thing that you want to hit on is sense of urgency. Okay? Sense of urgency is important. All right? You start talking about sense of urgency and you start saying, so, obviously this is something that you're going to have to deal with pretty quickly. I mean, the sooner the better to protect your investment. People respond to sense of urgency. Now, when we talk about leverage, that sense of urgency comes with a Big Today discount. And I'm going to talk a little bit about the Big Today discount in another video, but I just wanted to talk more than anything about motivation, right? Using motivation, the fear of loss, actually some people even call it manipulation. I don't like that word. Because truthfully, what we're doing is this business, we're not selling them something that doesn't do them any good. We're selling them something that you got to believe in what you're doing. You got to believe that this product will protect them long term and protect their longest investment. If you believe that, then the value of this product goes up. Not only in your mind, but in their mind. And when the value of this product goes up in your mind, and you get passionate about what you're talking about, and you know that this is a product that's going to help, that's when you're really going to sell. Because they're going to see it in your eyes, they're going to feel it in your voice, they're going to hear it in your voice, they're going to feel it in how you're emphasizing things. And once you understand the importance, this is a no-brainer. So just thoughts on motivation and how to use motivation as a strong lever. Well, that's all I got.